Mike Seahawk is the producer of Prairie Yard and Garden. He grew up at Barnesville, Minnesota, and was telling me about the excellent hometown greenhouse located there. He said they do a great job, especially with bedding plants and hanging baskets. Well, my ears perked right up, and I called to see if we could come for a visit. Stephanie Specht is the owner, and she said yes, so we loaded up and headed for Barnesville. Thanks so much, Stephanie, for letting us come and visit.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming.
Tell me, how was Thompson Greenery started?
The original Thompson Greenery was started by the mother of the former owners. She had started it, then the former owners purchased it from her and ran it for the next 40 years and turned it into what you see here today. We purchased it in 2022 and have just carried on what they have built over those 40 years.
How and when did you get involved with the business?
I have worked here for about 8 years prior to us taking ownership. I've always loved gardening and I enjoyed working at the nursery, and so when they were getting close to retirement, we approached them about purchasing the nursery.
Where is Thompson Greenery located?
It's in Barnesville, Minnesota, about 22 miles outside of the Fargo-Moorhead area.
Okay, so how big is the town of Barnesville?
I think the last check is about 2,500 people roughly.
Okay, so how big of an area do you serve?
We get people from a long distance away. We get a lot of people from the Kindred, Wahpeton, Lisbon area. We get a lot of lakes people that come through here on their way to Pelican and Cormorant and all of that area over there. But we've also had people that have come through and said, hey, I'm from Jamestown. I saw you on Facebook. So a wide group of people.
Do you do both retail and wholesale?
Yes, we do retail and wholesale.
How many wholesale accounts do you have, and what does that involve?
We have approximately 20 wholesale accounts that we serve in North Dakota and in Minnesota. And we start working with them in February when we send out our wholesale purchase lists. And then we work with them throughout the spring in helping them determine what their needs are for that year. And then we start delivering at the end of April.
So, what is Thompson Greenery known for?
Thompson Greenery is known for a variety of things. The previous owners were very knowledgeable in tree and health and how to grow them and care for them, but they also were very well known for their bedding plants and hanging baskets. Through the years, they have become very skillful growers, and they have passed that knowledge on to us so that we can continue what you see here today.
Do you start your own plants or do you get them in?
I would say 99% of the plants that we have here, we get in as plugs, which are just tiny plants, and we start planting at the beginning of March with our hanging baskets. And we grow those up until the plants that you see today. We also do order in some finished product that we just don't either have the space or the time to grow. We do some seeding of our vining crops like pumpkins and squash and cucumbers and melons and things like that. We start those probably closer to the beginning of May.
How do you decide what to grow?
Well, we go on what has been trending for the last year. We always have the staples. Geraniums are always by far the most popular. But you go to trade shows and growing shows and they'll tell you what is the latest that's coming up, and so you always try to have some of those items as well. But you find that people kind of have what they like and what they are comfortable with growing, and so you need to make sure that you have those every year as well.
How do your wholesale customers let you know what they want to order?
Well, we send out a list at the beginning of February with what we are going to offer. And so it isn't until the end of that growing season that then they can say, hey, I really needed more of this product or of that product, and so then we can adjust our ordering for the following growing season.
So when you add new varieties that you see at the trade shows or anything, do you eliminate sometimes some of the less popular things too?
We do. We only have so much space, and so we always have to get rid of a few varieties that we saw didn't sell as well the year before. But if people continue to ask for them or see that they're missing, then we try and get those back in the rotation the next year.
How many houses do you have here in your complex?
Well, we have the main house here, and then we have 5 more grow houses along back this way, plus a small house there, and then 1 more grow house over here.
Oh my gosh. So do you carry trees and shrubs and perennials too?
Yes, we carry all of those of a wide variety of trees and shrubs, and then our perennials we start from plugs as well and grow
Where do you put everything?
in all of these houses. And then our trees and shrubs, we do have a tree and shrub area outside that we house all of that.
Stephanie, how many hanging baskets or planters do you do each year?
Hanging baskets alone, we do over 5,000. And then beyond that, we do another probably 700 or 800 geranium planters, and then another variety of probably 200 or 300 mixed planters.